Hi, my name is Marcee Petersen and I'm with the Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado. I would like to welcome you to the first part of a three-part series of roundtable discussions that are designed to empower people living with epilepsy and to help them improve their lives. So in this discussion today, we will be talking about how to talk to others about epilepsy. And we have gathered here today 4 people who have been affected by epilepsy. And so now I'll just have the panelists introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Allison Sedlacek, and I'm a parent of a child with epilepsy.
My name is Jen Gravestock, and I have both petite mal seizures and drop seizures.
Hi, my name is Jackie Plowshay. I'm a 17-year-old high school senior, and both my brother and I have tonic-clonic seizures upon awakening.
And I'm Stan Krautman, and I have seizures brought on by stress and anxiety.
Okay, so how about we go into the first question, which is how do you talk to your employer or your schools about epilepsy?
I'm completely honest with them. My employer, I make sure that they, I speak with everyone individually about the epilepsy, so they know that they don't have to be scared, and so they know how to address it if I should have a seizure. That's my main way.
I personally, my parents and I, we've kind of made the decision, I guess, to only tell the people who have to know it from a teacher standpoint. So at my school, like my headmaster knows, my dean knows, and all my teachers know. So basically, all the people in authority at my school know. Mm-hmm. And in my personal, I guess, with my condition, since I am controlled at this point, that was like a good decision for me. But I do think that there are a lot more cases where all personnel and all people you come in contact with do need to know.
It just depends on the type of seizures you have, because for me, it happens more frequently than probably you.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I tell someone about my seizures, it's I try not to put it in a critical viewpoint that if I have a seizure, I'm going to die. That's not the truth. Mm-hmm. It's I try to make it as easy for them to understand what it is, what happens, what you can do for me, and that I can be back to work the next day. I'm not going to jeopardize your production because I'm out. And generally speaking, that works. Not always.
From a parent perspective, of course, I'm addressing my daughter's school, and she is in 3rd grade this year. Each year I have approached the school. She has a team of people that interact with her, between her classroom teachers, PE, art, etc., the school nurse. She does have a paraprofessional. And the therapists that work with her at school. We have a team of people that work with her, and each year that a few members might change, but I make sure I approach the school. We have a meeting prior to the start of school where I write up a summary of her summer and what she's done and where we are progress-wise, academically, and just an update to get them some initial information. And then I speak with each person individually and determine if they, one, need information just about epilepsy in general and information about first aid, so they would know how to address her seizures should she have one at school. And then also I spend time with her classmates at the beginning of each year and explain epilepsy and why Liza is the way she is. And that has always been a good way to start off the school year and encouraged good communication between all of us and anyone who has interaction with her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so on to the second question. How do you talk to your friends or your child's friends or your other parents about epilepsy?
Well, I know for me, being a high school senior, it is always that I have this like apprehension, or rather I used to, I guess, about really talking about it with my friends. Being a senior in high school, you don't want to be that kid. And for a long time, I kind of looked at it that way. But as I slowly started going on trips with my family and with my friends on that trips, and I went to Mexico with a friend of mine, and they had to know my situation. I went down to Argentina with some friends, and through school trips and everything, and they need to know. And that was a really hard thing for me to kind of get over, that hurdle, that because I didn't want to be a burden on them. That was kind of my biggest thing. I didn't want to put that on my friends because they're not my doctors, and so that's kind of how I used to look at it, and it was just so silly to look at it like that. And now they are the most supportive. They're even more supportive towards me. They did the 5K. They've done a bunch of fundraisers, and they've just been there for me through every time I have a seizure and all that different stuff. And so I think that from a friend standpoint, you tell the people who need to know. But I've just always found that they're always so supportive.
Yeah, for workplace, I absolutely tell everyone, but from a friend standpoint, it depends on if the friend is going to be close to me all the time or not, if I'm, to make a long story short, if I'm around people all the time, then I will tell them, and I'll be completely open and honest about it. But if I'm not, then they don't need to know, because they could pass judgment on me, mm-hmm. and it makes it a little easier. Mm-hmm. So
I think you have to decide who you're going to choose to be your friends, first of all.
Right.
And then after you've made those decisions, you have to decide which are going to be your friends that know about epilepsy. Mm-hmm. And fortunately, I've had some good friends who've accepted me in a positive way. Now, some are guy friends, and guy friends treat guys differently than girls do girls. So I may get a little hassles from them every once in a while. Oh, you got epilepsy? And then they tease me about it once in a while. That's okay, because I can get them on diabetes. It works out. Okay? We each have something. And they understand to a point that they could, their ailment, they can relate to it because it's an interference in their daily life. So's mine. So I think that's really helpful, that sometimes people who have an ailment probably can relate better to us than those who don't.
From a parent perspective, in my situation, my daughter's more complicated and can't speak for herself. So it is up to me to be her voice, and our family as a whole to be her voice. And we have found that being very forthcoming with the information, being very open, encouraging questions, has been a very good thing for us. At school, as I mentioned, speaking to her classmates from the very beginning, and this is her 4th year at this school, so a lot of them have known her since kindergarten. They feel comfortable asking me questions, and I encourage them to, and it's built quite a community for her, and that's been a very positive thing.